Hey, happy Monday, Business 10 students, Introduction to Business. This is again Mr.D, and we are entering into week number 2 of our fall 2022 8-week course here at Norco College, and I wanted to do a video announcement about this week's assignments. And so I'll be doing one of these pretty much every week. There may be 1 or 2 weeks that I can't do it, but I'm doing it this week. So we're looking at week number 2. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and here we are on my dashboard in Canvas, and I'm going to go ahead and enter our course and just go over some of the assignments. Now, of course, last week was just an introductory week, although you did still cover the first chapter, I believe, chapter 1 and chapter 3. We skipped chapter 2. We're going to be doing that later on, and then we're skipping chapter 4. So this week you're going to be looking at chapters 5 and 6, and I'll explain those in a little bit. But you should have looked at chapter 1, which I believe was just kind of where we're at today with business and technology and all the rest. And I think chapter 3 had to do with business environment, things like that. As we move into this week, we're going to be looking at, again, chapters 5 and 6. And these are really very important chapters to this course and to business in general. You're going to be looking at chapter 5, which deals with business structure. So are you going to be a sole proprietorship? Are you going to be a corporation? Are you going to be an LLC? And it explains all of those different formats and what's the strengths and weaknesses of each one. And so you really want to make sure you understand that, because this is how you would file your business with the government. And of course, the cool thing is you can change. So you start out as a sole proprietor, you can grow into a LLC or into a corporation in the future. But these are valuable to know, so make sure you study that in chapter 5. Chapter 6 deals with entrepreneurship and small businesses, and really the importance of small businesses in business and to the economy. Really, how do small businesses affect the economy? How do small businesses succeed? What is the statistics of businesses that start and fail, etc., and what causes them to fail? And these are kind of the different questions that you will be answering in this chapter, or will be answered for you in this chapter, chapter 6. So these are both very valuable, especially if you want to one day own or start your own business. This is something you're going to definitely want to be aware of, these various things. So that's chapters 4 and 5. I'm going to go ahead and come down here to our table, and I'm going to select module number 1. And we're going to come down to week 2. So that's what you see on your screen behind my picture right now. You have a check-in assignment this week. And I don't know if I explained the check-in assignment already, but basically every week you have a check-in assignment. This is my way. A couple of reasons for the check-in assignment. It's my way, number 1, of knowing that you're in the class every week. You're supposed to be here regularly since it's an online class. So I give you a week to do the check-in assignment for that week. It opens on Monday and it closes on Sunday night, and you cannot go back and do it later. So you have to do it during that week. And that's one of the reasons. It's kind of like in place of attendance, even though we don't take attendance scores. It's kind of your participation. Secondly, it gets you into the book, because I ask you specific questions right out of the book. So in this case, you have 2 questions out of chapter 5, and you have 2 questions out of chapter 6. And this causes you to open your book and to look for the answers. And that shows me at least you're getting into the book. Ideally, you would read the book. Ideally, you would also read the PowerPoints that are associated with each chapter. And then if you look here, so that's check-in assignment number 2. We also have a few little extras in modules, which is why I always recommend that you go to modules. But we have a PowerPoints for both chapters. We also have a little video here on how to make peace with the lions. It's a little story of a young African man in Africa that comes up with a business idea that ends up taking off, and he ends up doing a TED Talk because of it. And he's only about maybe 12 or 13. So it's really a cool story. It's probably about 5 or 8 minutes long, so I would encourage you to watch that. That's just for your own personal enjoyment. Then you have a homework assignment on the pros and cons of different business formations. So what's the benefits of being a sole proprietorship versus an LLC, or a corporation versus an LLC, or a partnership, etc. So it goes into all that. So make sure you fill out that form. It's a worksheet that you fill out, and you're probably going to have to go to the textbook to answer it or to do it. There's a quiz, no quiz. There's an exam this week. Again, our class is broken into 4 modules. Each module is 2 weeks. The class is 8 weeks, so every 2 weeks you have an exam. So here's your first exam based on chapters 1, 3, 5, and 6. And then if you were looking for it the last day or so, I moved your discussion post into module week 2 because you have 2 weeks to do the discussion post. So even though I had a due date of Sunday night, the 28th, the real due date is September 4th. So I went ahead and changed the due date and I moved it down. Remember, the discussion post is you watching a video or reading an article and then answering some questions. That should be the first week. And then the second week, which is now this week, you should be commenting on other students' posts. So read other students' posts, make comments. You got to make at least a 50-word comment, and you got to do it on at least 2 students' posts in order to get full credit. So that's pretty much the assignments for this week, week number 2. And I did want to address one other thing, and that is the textbook. Now, some of you had a little challenge with the textbook. It appears that when you select either the textbook link here, McGraw-Hill, or if you select it in the table down here, it's going to bring you, or actually once you're on this page, bring to ebook, it's going to bring you to McGraw-Hill. And I guess when you're registering, it doesn't actually give you the ability to pay. So either you need to have an access code, which you don't want to use, or you have to pay for not pay, but you sign up for the 14-day free trial or 7-day free trial, whatever it is. So I recommend that you just do the free trial. And then at the end of the 7 to 14 days, whatever it is, you will be contacted by them. They'll send you an email asking you to pay for the continued access. And it's really inexpensive. I'm going to say it's like between $40 and $50. That's the cheapest, probably the cheapest avenue you're going to go in getting the textbook. But then again, once you get into Connect, and there's no assignments in Connect, all that's there is the textbook. So this is, you can see on your screen, literally our page in Connect. There's no assignments in here at all, but there is the textbook here to the right. So all you need to do is select the link next to the textbook and it'll open the textbook and then you can read. So hopefully that's helpful, but that's it for this week. If you have any questions or issues, please email me. By the way, if you want any personalized instruction or you want to discuss any of these topics, I am in my office hour on Monday from 10 to 11, as well as Tuesday from 10 to 11 virtually. And you can just go into the office hours link on the homepage. Or if you want to meet with me in my office, I'm there on Tuesday from 10 to 11. I'm virtual and in person. And then I'm there on Monday night from 4 to 6 in my office. And I'm also there on Wednesday night from 5 to 6 in my office. And my office is located at ATEC building, which is the very end building after the IT, all the way, probably the furthest from the parking lot. And I'm in room number 105A. So you just need to go where it says faculty offices in the downstairs. I will leave that door unlocked. You can go in and